Hello everyone. For my probably my only video for the night, I'm going to talk about the last night in Soho. This is the first time I've seen him in full, and I thought it was very interesting in its own right. But before I go into the story and what I think of it, it's very intriguing for a person like me since I'm picky with movies and I'm trying to break that shell and see new things and see how it goes. And this is one of those films that I had to be open-minded with. And I thought it was very interesting in its own way, and we'll go into full details about it. But before I go into the film, first I want to say thank you to the people who are showing this channel love and support. So thank you for that very much. To the subscribers and my friends, thank you very much for your support. I greatly appreciate it, and I won't ever forget it. Please hit the notification bell down below. You see my videos first when they drop. Like my videos, share, comment down below, all the good stuff. So now let's get to the movie itself. Last Night in Soho. The way it starts is kind of iffy-ish for me. Not gonna lie about it, since I never finished it, but I saw the beginning of it. It was kind of iffy-ish. But as it went on, I thought it went into a good direction. This girl named Ellie, who was living at her grandmother's house at the time, wanted to be a fashion designer just like her mother. So she went to a fashion school, I believe in London, if I'm right correctly, and got accepted. And once there, she was with fake friends and was involved in drinking, but nothing else. While her roommates were having basically sex, having parties, stuff like that, and that wasn't her. And she wanted to move out, and plus she was being bullied by those girls at the same time. So when she found a way out of that apartment, modern apartment, but still being bullied, and she didn't feel like she was wanted there, she found a note on the floor for an apartment in Soho, hence the title. So once she went to the apartment and spoke to the landlady, basically, sorry about that, a sneeze popped up. Anyway, she went to the apartment, spoke to the landlady. It was old school, that's the 1960s, and Ellie loved it. So she paid the rent for it, no problem, and did her fashion school, and everything was nonchalant and chill. And the girls were still bullying her little by little, as you've seen in the film if you've seen it. But there was something about the apartment or room she was renting. It was unique in its own way and horrific at the same time. And there's a reason I said he was horrific. But I won't explain that till the very end of this review. So, in ways, Ellie went into the 1960s, and that's where the actress, I forgot her full name, but Joy something, kind of dressed nice in a way, and wanted a job. So, and my boy from the House of Dragons was involved in it, and it's very interesting. And he played a manager, and she had to prove her worth to get gigs. as a start. After a while, Ellie's life and Alexandria's life, that other half from the 1960s, goes awry basically, and there's turmoil, and there's a reason for that. And once Ellie gets transported to the 1960s, it gets worse little by little, and there's little by little, and man, it becomes nightmarish in a way. I'm not gonna say how or when. I don't want to spoil it in general. If you haven't seen it, if you've seen it, then you know what I'm speaking of. And if you go back to Ellie's life in perspective, she had to get a job to pay for the room and everything she was in because the roommates didn't accept her and was bullying her. So she got a job at a pub in London, and this older gentleman kept popping up. If you've seen the movie, you exactly know what I'm talking about. He was a manager / producer for the girls back then in the 1960s. And was almost like a pedophile in a way, I don't know. But after looking into the past of the 1960s and everything, Ellie kind of went downhill from there and went mad. But she wasn't towards the end of the film. And she went out with our friends and everything to get out of the apartment, since that place had a bad history, and I'll explain it towards the end. And while she was still out, those visions or apparitions of the men from the 60s popped up, and felt like she was losing her mind. So when Ellie wanted to leave the apartment and everything, or the room, one of the two, the shocking revelation hit. The actress who played Alexandria, aka Sandy in this case, as her alias, she basically killed her manager and all the men who seen her as, as an escort, pimping her out in a way, and she had enough. So after a while, Sandy lost her mind in killing all those men with her reasons. Basically, after that, Ellie was shocked that she was still alive, and it was her landlady. And Sandy, in other words, Alexandria, explained why she killed those men. In other words, she killed those men because she was seen as a sexual object, and nothing more. So she was sick of it and wanted to cut the cancer out by killing those men. Basically, after a while, sorry about the lates, they're timed, unfortunately. So basically, after explaining the reason and seeing her name on the mail, basically Ellie was fighting for her life towards the end of the day. And when common sense finally hit Alexandria, basically, she told her to leave the place with her friend, which she stayed, by the way. Just because I've been there, or didn't trust men in general, one of the two. Then, when it comes to the end of the film, it's kind of unique in its own way. Ellie succeeds, has her fashion show and everything, and her grandma's there, her friend's there, and the people who bullied her are there as a staff workers kind of thing. And the apartment was burned down as well. So, and the twist was, in other words, I might get this wrong or not. That's the first time seeing this. Ellie sees her mom at first, but when she goes back to the mirror, Alexandria pops up, the younger version from the 60s, touches the mirror, and then goes black. Frankly, in my opinion, this film was unique amongst itself. I give it a point for its creativity. The plot was different in a good way. The actors killed it. And I frankly didn't have a problem with it. And if I wanted to rank it, I'd give it, I say, a 9.5. It was still good in its own right, but a minor nitpick that not even to mention. That's just my thoughts on it. Other people might have different opinions. That's fine. So that's all I really got to say about this film. So again, thank you for your love and support for this channel. And my channel is at History Buff 2.0. Can't miss it. Comment down below, share. Please hit the notification bell so you can see the videos first when they're notified. And may God bless you all. Stay safe. And I might take a day off from YouTube to recoup after working 5 days. And after that day off, I'll probably go back on doing YouTube videos. So, something like that. That'll wrap up this video. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all and stay safe.